Hello everyone, the topic we're discussing today is partial fractions. This topic also falls under algebra. Now, what is the idea behind this topic? The idea behind this topic is to split one fraction into simpler fractions, or you can say decompose one fraction into partial fractions. For instance, we have a fraction 11 upon 14. I can break this into two simpler fractions with denominators 7 and 2. Now, the question should be, how do I decide what denominators to use? And the answer to that lies in the prime factorization of the original denominator. We know the prime factors of 14 are 7 and 2. So these two numbers serve as the denominators of the two partial fractions. The next question should be, what are the numerators? The numerators are 2 and 1. And this is exactly what we're going to learn in this topic. How to identify the numerators for these simpler or partial fractions. Currently, you can check when you add these two fractions, the sum is indeed 11 upon 14. In this topic, we will be focusing on fractions of polynomials. So for instance, we have a fraction, let's say 3x minus 5 upon x minus 1 times x minus 2. And this fraction I need to split into simpler or partial fractions. Again, the first question is how many fractions? And the answer to that depends on the factorization of this denominator. Since I see two factors in the denominator, that tells me there should be two partial fractions. So I'll have two partial fractions with denominators x minus 1 and x minus 2. As you can see, the linear factors serve as prime factors. So here we used prime factors, and in case of polynomials, we use the linear factors in the denominators. Two linear factors tell me there should be two partial fractions. And again, the next question should be, what are the numerators? The numerators in this case are 2 and 1. And this is exactly what we need to learn to do in this topic. One thing to observe here is all the partial fractions you see are proper fractions. What is the proper fraction? It's basically a fraction where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. And all these partial fractions are proper. 2 upon 7, 2 is less than 7, 1 is less than 2. Similarly, when it comes to polynomials, we compare degrees. So in the numerator, you see degree 0, constant, denominator degree 1, linear. So this is a proper fraction, and so is this one. So we need to study how to find these partial fractions, but also keep in mind each partial fraction has to be a proper fraction.